Welcome back to a bit of South Fiordland style bush flying. We'll start the final route, doing some more deliveries again. And, this route starts from the distribution centre once more. We've seen that, so let's get going. This is the freeware PropStrike Studios version tweak of the default Cessna 172. Just copied that over from my X-Plane 11 folders, and seems to be working okay so far, so that's all good. And have a quick wave goodbye to the distribution centre. The route doesn't bring us back here again. That's the last time we'll see it. I did have a tweak of this thing in PlaneMaker, and the engine now revs much higher, and as you can see we've run out of numbers on the dial. Don't really understand PlaneMaker enough to actually know what I'm doing with it. But the idea was to try and make this fly faster, and whatever I did manage to do, the engine RPM is much higher, nothing seems to blow up, and the plane does now travel faster than the default 172 during the cruise bits. But as nothing else has changed significantly with the geometry or whatever, it still behaves pretty much like it should when you lower the throttle settings and the speeds for when you're coming into land. The extra RPM does mean that it drinks fuel at quite an alarming rate now, but I never really go on long trips anyway, so that's not much of a problem. And not a problem here today either, because even though this is one of the longer legs of this route, it's still not a huge distance really, so fuel isn't going to be an issue for us in this video. Low cloud might be, but fingers crossed. I've got my moving map on another screen to tell us roughly where we are, and don't mind taking a risk or two flying over mountains I can't really see. Horrific crash in the sim world doesn't mean I actually die in the real world. It has just set me thinking, would that be a nice way to go? Die mid-flight while making an X-Plane video. Well, I suppose nobody would actually get to see the video then, so that would be a bit of a waste. So yeah, I'll stick with my two preferred ways to die, which is either quietly and peacefully in my sleep, or in the kind of fireball and explosion that makes international news. No idea what I'd be doing to create that kind of explosion, but you never know what I might come up with in the future. It's been a while since the last video, but been a little bit busy. I think we'll be okay with this ridge, won't we? Well, let's be honest, when I started doing this series, was uploading a few legs of the tour every day or two, I was actually less busy than usual then, so this more like once a week kind of thing is probably more normal. For the future, with Christmas coming, that most likely means I may only do one, possibly two more of these this side of Christmas Day. We'll probably be into next year by the time we finish the route and do all the deliveries, but we'll get there eventually. as for this particular leg of it, the express paperwork's... well, actually no. Because first, you may remember one of the videos in the last route where we flew past an airfield that I had to delete. The one where I said I'd covered up a whole lake with farmland using a polygon, and the polygon on Water Trick doesn't work now, so that had to go. And anyway, at that airfield was Southfield and Lamb and Wool Products, and the sign also said that all of our sheep are reared in Southfieldland. Then there was a little extra sign attached to that saying something like, please note that reared in Southfieldland refers to where our sheep were born and is not a reference to Weird Dave the shepherd who no longer works here. So that was the joke at that place. Then the paperwork for this leg which we're flying right now says head over to Caroline Byrne, and I don't know if you've heard of him, but there's a guy called Weird Dave the shepherd. Well, this is where he lives, and if it was me, I'd just throw his prize out of the window and get out of there as quick as possible, but that's up to you. So yeah, that makes a bit more sense had we been to that deleted airfield and got to hear about Weird Dave the shepherd before, or at least heard his name before. Yeah, I know, not exactly a brilliant joke or even a very original one, but you know, it was something to see when you get there, and I've tried to put something funny or weird or whatever at all of these airfields. There's quite a lot of airfields, so they can't all be brilliant. Anyway, I think we're getting a bit closer with X-Plane now, aren't we? The beta versions have changed their name to release candidates, so I'm taking that to mean that we will have a final release soon. Although final release might be the name of it, but I'm getting the impression it is all being rushed a little bit to be out for Christmas. And I'm sure there will be a few updates not long after that release, which tidy up a few more things. And if this was August instead of December right now, then those after full release updates would probably have been extra pre-release beta versions. But not to worry, we'll get it all eventually. Yeah, I'm happy enough with how X-Plane 12 is going. We'll give it another 12 months, and with the extras from Lamina, the add-on stuff from various free and payware people, and I really can't see where I'm going. Okay, is that looking a bit better? Yep, we're okay again. Oh, we're still alive. But, yeah, I'm sure it will be great. You look at a year-old X-Plane 11 was much better than the day one version. So I'm thinking it will be a similar kind of things with X-Plane 12 as well. It will keep improving over its lifetime and keep getting better. And, yeah, I'm sure I'll be a happy user for the next few years. Getting colder over here in England right now. Temperatures where there's ice on the car windscreen in the morning. Yeah, I've tried scraping the ice with a store discount card that I have, but I only got a third off. Oh yeah, you know a joke is bad when I don't even save it to put in a scenery preview video. Although, talking of funny, I did see something that was posted on Twitter, I think. It was just text which says, girlfriend is sleeping with her breasts exposed. Young me would have lost his mind, but old me is going to stand over her eating a baguette so I can pretend I'm a coroner mid-autopsy in a terrible cop show. Yeah, I now have a new thing to add to the to-do list on my bucket list. Right then, I think this is the right valley now. The moving map I've got is just the X-Plane default map, which isn't great at topography, but I think we're okay. There is a river here, and I put a water polygon into the scenery to create that river, as it runs very close to the end of the runway and would look nicer. And yep, I can see that now, so this is the right place, and we're all doing good. And with this final route, the runways are much shorter, hence the fact that we're flying something other than a Baron, because you wouldn't get a Baron in here. But this one is still quite long anyway, so it shouldn't be too bad. Although I do remember following the river was probably the better way in, as you could get lower, closer to the threshold. And only needed a fairly shallow turn to line up, so that was better than coming in over the trees. Yep, looking good. Let's see how we go. Go. That was a bit more exciting than I wanted it to be. Did we nearly fall over then? I know the technique is to land on two wheels first, but usually they mean the two rear wheels, don't they? Yeah, should we just ignore that and say, hey, we've landed, we're here. Yeah, that will do. Welcome to Weird Dave the Shepherd's place. Let's go and find him. And see if there is anything weird to see at this place. Anyway, I'm assuming you're Dave. Hey, congratulations! The Fjordwear competition. You won a prize.